but we had to say it. Joining me now is Senator Tom Cotton, who was the first politician to raise the lab leak theory over 18 months ago. Senator, your take on these new documents?
Well, Laura, I've said for months that Tony Fauci should be fired. Now it's clear that he lied to Congress, so he should be investigated and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. You know, for 18 months, he's been saddling up his moral high horse and clucking his tongue at college kids who want to go celebrate a football game in an outdoor stadium on a nice fall day, or parents who don't want their kindergartners to have to wear masks their entire lives, telling you have to wear 3 masks, when all along he's been lying not just to Congress but to the American people about his role in funding the very reckless, dangerous research at a Chinese communist lab that unleashed this pandemic on the world. It is a disgrace, and it's time for Tony Fauci to be held accountable.
If you had to rate this as a scandal, what would you rate it as, Senator?
One of the biggest scandals in Washington in modern times. I mean, it funded a laboratory that in all likelihood is the source of this once-in-a-century pandemic that has upended so many of our lives. Hundreds of thousands of people have died. Many more have been seriously ill. Kids have lost a year, now going on a second year of their education. Weddings have been postponed. Jobs have been lost. Businesses have been closed. And Tony Fauci all along has been lecturing you while hiding the fact that without proper notification to his political superiors in the executive branch, funded this reckless, dangerous research in a Chinese communist lab, and then went to great lengths to try to excuse them. I always wondered why early on in the pandemic, Tony Fauci insisted that there was no way this virus could have come from that lab. It's all just obvious common sense. It broke out just blocks away from the lab where they're studying the coronavirus, where the lady in charge is nicknamed the Bat Lady. Yet he always insisted couldn't be possible. Well, now we know it was to cover his own tracks. It was to conceal what he had done with your tax dollars in incredibly reckless research in a Chinese communist lab.
What will happen in the Senate next, Senator?
Well, I, for one, am going to be looking forward to Tony Fauci's next appearance in the United States Senate. Now it's no longer just Tony Fauci trying to lecture senators, using word games, acting like they're the dumb ones, like they're the ones who don't understand basic concepts, like making a virus more transmissible. When now it's in his own words, in his own emails, and the emails of all of his cronies who've been on this gravy train for decades, getting your tax dollars and then concealing what it went for. So I, for one, am looking forward to Tony Fauci's next appearance in front of the United States Senate. His appearance after that should be at the federal courthouse down the street.
How much legal jeopardy is he in from 1 to 10? 10 being the most legal jeopardy.
Well, if he were a Trump appointee, Laura, it would be an 11. Let's just say it that way. I mean, he plainly lied to Congress. And it is time for the Department of Justice to investigate Tony Fauci and to hold him accountable to the fullest extent of the law. There is no way you can get around the fact that he has been misleading Congress repeatedly, in addition to misleading the American people for a year and a half, while he's presumed to lecture them about all their moral failings and stopping the spread of this virus from a lab that he helped fund.
Senator, thank you. And he told us we couldn't travel this weekend. That would have been a bad idea to travel this weekend. Oh, please.